There's a war being waged for control of your mind, and you're losing it one scroll at a time. In this video, we're going to expose the invisible chains that are holding you back. Addictions, distractions, pornography, and every other force society has weaponized against your mind. You'll learn exactly how these forces hijack your attention, drain your dopamine, destroy your focus, and leave you stuck in a state of misery and inaction. But more importantly, you'll discover how to break free, reclaim your focus, and take control over your life. By the end of this video, you'll have a blueprint for mental clarity and unstoppable action. Modern society is built around the deliberate hijacking of your attention. Every platform, every app, every entertaining video has been engineered with a single goal: to capture your mind and hold it for as long as possible. Algorithms are designed to exploit human psychology, predicting what will trigger emotional responses, what will elicit clicks, and what will create repeated engagement. And they do this with frightening accuracy. They do not care about your well-being, your potential, or your goals. These things are designed for their monetary benefit. To understand why this is so destructive, we need to look at the brain itself. The human mind is wired to seek novelty and reward. Dopamine, the chemical messenger of motivation and pleasure, is released whenever you experience something new, exciting, or stimulating. Social media notifications, news alerts, or random entertainment provide small, frequent spikes of dopamine. These hits feel good, even harmless, but they come with a hidden cost. Each spike trains your brain to crave the next one, to value constant stimulation over sustained effort. Every time you switch your attention, your brain pays a cognitive price. Psychologists call this attention residue. Even after you stop scrolling, part of your mind remains thinking about what previously stimulated it, destroying your focus on the current task. Mental energy diminishes. Tasks that require sustained attention, learning a skill, completing work, creating something meaningful, suddenly feel impossible and uninteresting. You repeat this cycle and suddenly weeks pass, months pass, and this cumulative effect is devastating. It destroys focus, creativity, and drive. When your brain adapts to constant stimulation, it loses the ability to sustain deep concentration. Every moment of shallow engagement trains your neural pathways to seek immediate reward, conditioning you to avoid effort and discomfort, which is necessary for growth. The consequences extend beyond productivity. Fragmented attention affects decision-making, emotional regulation, and long-term planning. Your prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for executive function and self-control, is compromised when you are constantly reacting to distractions. This is why many people feel restless, anxious, or unmotivated, even when they have the time and resources to act. The environment has rewired their brains without them even realizing it. Consider the everyday examples. You sit down to work, but your phone vibrates. You check a message, then a social media notification pops up. Before you know it, 30 minutes have passed, and your mind is drained, fragmented, and unable to return to the task at hand. This is not simply poor time management. This is a neurological hijacking, reinforced by algorithms. The scale of this phenomenon is enormous. Billions of people interact with digital devices daily, consuming content designed to maximize engagement, not value. Your attention, once a scarce and precious resource, has become a commodity. Advertisers, media companies, and technology platforms profit from your distraction. Every click, every scroll, every second of passive engagement generates revenue for someone else, while your brain loses the ability to focus. The problem isn't just social media or endless scrolling. It extends into other, far more insidious forms of distraction. One of the most potent of these is pornography. Pornography delivers an intense surge of reward without effort, challenge, or consequence. The brain is conditioned to crave instant gratification, and ordinary, effortful activities begin to pale in comparison. At first, the effects are subtle. You might notice that ordinary tasks feel boring. Things that used to interest you, writing, exercising, learning something new, start to feel like too much effort. Over time, these feelings get stronger. Even spending time with friends or dating can start to feel less interesting because your brain has been trained to want fast, easy rewards instead. The way pornography changes your brain is not just psychological, it's physical. The more you watch, the more your brain adjusts to this high level of stimulation. You need more to get the same feeling. The habits get stronger, and real-world effort starts to feel too hard or even pointless. Pornography encourages secrecy and withdrawal, pulling you away from social interaction and authentic connection. Emotional and social skills decline while dependence on artificial stimulation grows. Over time, this creates a double theft. Your attention is hijacked, and your capacity for meaningful connection is destroyed day by day. Your brain has limited attentional resources. Attention is not infinite. When you're truly focused on something, you're directing your full attentional capacity toward that one thing. This is called sustained attention, and it's the cognitive mode in which all meaningful thinking occurs. But sustained attention requires something specific: continuity. Your focus needs time to deepen. When you begin working on a complex problem, the first few minutes are spent loading relevant information into working memory, bringing up what you know about the problem, generating potential approaches. Research suggests approximately 15 to 23 minutes to reach a state of deep focus on a genuinely complex task. Now consider what happens when your phone buzzes. Your attention involuntarily shifts. Think about how many times you check your phone or social media while trying to get work done. This means you never achieve deep focus. Not once. You spend your entire day in a state of partially allocated attention, trying to think with a fraction of your actual cognitive capacity. You exist in what researchers call continuous partial attention, simultaneously attending to multiple things while fully attending to nothing. What you're actually doing is rapid task switching, and every switch carries a cognitive cost. Your effective IQ drops, your error rate increases, your creative capacity diminishes. You become, neurologically, a less capable version of yourself. To make matters even worse, Asa Raskin, a well-known tech interface designer, invented the infinite scroll. Content now flows endlessly. There is no bottom. There is no natural stopping point. The decision to stop must be generated entirely from within, fighting against both the interface design and your own dopamine-addicted conditioning. On top of that, social media has autoplay features that assume you want to continue watching unless you actively intervene. Notification systems that interrupt you constantly. Read receipts that create social pressure to respond immediately. Every element has been optimized not for your benefit, but for the captivity of your attention. And the cruelest part? You've been conditioned to defend this captivity. When someone suggests limiting your phone use, you immediately generate reasons why that's impractical. I need it for work. I need it to stay connected. I need it for emergencies. These aren't reasons, they're rationalizations, and they're evidence of how complete the capture has become. The prisoner has come to love the prison. But there's another aspect, the death of boredom. When was the last time you were genuinely bored? Just sitting with nothing to do, no stimulation, nothing competing for your attention. Most people can't tolerate this for even 5 minutes. The moment they're alone with their thoughts, they reach for their phone. They've lost the capacity to simply be present without external input. This matters because boredom is not empty time. It's when your brain shifts into diffuse mode processing. This is when memory consolidation happens, when creative insights emerge, when you make unexpected connections between ideas. All of the breakthroughs you've ever had came during diffuse mode, not during active consumption. By eliminating boredom, by filling every moment with content, you've eliminated the mental state in which original thought occurs. You're always consuming someone else's ideas and never generating your own. The combination of these three vectors, shallow content consumption, pornography use, and permanent distraction, creates a specific psychological condition: action paralysis combined with chronic dissatisfaction. You know what you should do. You genuinely want better outcomes, but you cannot make yourself take consistent action toward your goals. The gap between intention and behavior becomes a source of constant self-recrimination. And underneath it all is a pervasive sense of emptiness. Despite having access to more entertainment, information, and stimulation than any humans in history, you feel chronically unfulfilled. Because fulfillment doesn't come from consumption. It comes from creation, from agency, from the experience of deploying your capacities toward meaningful ends. And you've been systematically denied the cognitive conditions necessary for that experience. Let's talk about what this actually feels like from the inside, because understanding the subjective experience is crucial for recognizing when you're trapped in these patterns. You wake up each morning with vague intentions. Today will be different. Today, you'll focus. You'll work on what matters. You'll make real progress. You genuinely mean it. Within minutes, you're scrolling. Maybe you told yourself you were just checking one thing, just a quick glance at messages. But 20 minutes have passed and you've consumed dozens of pieces of content you won't remember by lunch. You pull yourself away. You open the project you've been meaning to advance, and almost immediately, you feel restless. The work feels harder than it should. Your mind starts generating reasons to do something else first. Just need to check that one thing. Just need to handle this quick task. Before you realize it, you're back in a browser, back in an app, back in the content stream. Time passes in a strange way, simultaneously slow and fast. Hours vanish while feeling like nothing happened. The day ends. You're exhausted despite having done nothing strenuous. You review what you accomplished, essentially nothing of substance. The project didn't advance. The goal didn't get closer. You consumed content. You reacted to things. You were busy, but you didn't build anything. You feel disgusted with yourself. You promise tomorrow will be different. The cycle repeats. This isn't happening occasionally. It's the basic structure of your days, and the accumulation creates a specific type of misery. Not the acute pain of loss or tragedy, but a grinding dissatisfaction that comes from watching yourself fail repeatedly at being the person you want to be. You compare yourself to others who seem to have their lives together, who are making visible progress, who are building things. The comparison intensifies the sense of personal inadequacy. You start to believe there's something fundamentally wrong with you. Other people can focus. You can't. Other people have discipline. You don't. Other people achieve their goals. You merely think about achieving yours. But here's what you don't understand. Everyone is struggling with this. The people who succeed aren't superhuman. They've just learned to structure their environment differently. They've recognized that willpower is not sufficient and have built systems that make focus possible rather than heroic. The misery you're experiencing isn't evidence of personal weakness. It's the emotional consequence of trying to function with fragmented attention in an environment designed to prevent focus. Your identity is not fixed. It's constructed from your actions. You become who you repeatedly are. If you repeatedly make plans and don't follow through, you become someone who doesn't follow through. If you repeatedly intend to focus and get distracted, you become someone whose attention is unreliable. This creates a vicious cycle. As your self-concept degrades, your confidence in your ability to follow through decreases. Decreased confidence makes it harder to initiate difficult tasks because you don't believe you'll complete them. Not completing them further confirms your negative self-assessment. You've internalized a helpless identity. But here's the crucial insight. This identity is not who you are. It's who you've become as a result of prolonged exposure to an attention-hostile environment. The person you're trying to be, focused, capable, effective, isn't a fantasy. That's your actual baseline capacity operating under proper conditions. The conditions are what need to change, not your fundamental nature. Let's pretend two people start with similar potential. One learns to protect their attention and direct it toward meaningful work. The other doesn't. 10 years later, they're living completely different lives. Not because one was more talented or more intelligent, but because one learned to manage the most valuable resource humans possess, their attention. The first phase of this process is the complete reset, which spans approximately the first 2 weeks. This is not a reduction. It is a total elimination of overstimulating digital content. The reason for this extreme step lies in your dopamine system. Years of constant stimulation from social media, streaming video, games, pornography, and other digital rewards have caused your dopamine receptors to downregulate, reducing your brain's sensitivity to natural rewards. In order to recalibrate, your brain needs a period of genuine understimulation. Anything less will only prolong dependence on high-intensity digital inputs. During the first 7 days of the reset, all social media must be removed entirely. This means deleting the apps, not merely logging out or setting limits. Entertainment video content, including platforms like YouTube and Netflix, must be avoided, as should pornography and video games. This period will be intensely uncomfortable. You will likely experience boredom, restlessness, and anxiety, accompanied by strong urges to check your phone compulsively. You may feel that something essential is missing, and irritability or mood swings may emerge. This is normal. The discomfort is your brain's reaction to the sudden loss of constant dopamine stimulation, much like a smoker's cravings when nicotine is withdrawn. It is not a sign that you need the content. It is the nervous system recalibrating. As the reset enters its second week, the intensity of withdrawal begins to diminish. Activities that previously felt unbearably dull will start to feel tolerable. Your capacity for sustained reading and concentration improves. You may notice that your mind begins generating original thoughts instead of simply reacting to content. Sleep becomes deeper and more restorative, and anxiety begins to ease. During this 2-week period, your dopamine receptors slowly upregulate, allowing previously uninteresting activities to provide genuine satisfaction once more. Once your brain begins to stabilize, the second phase, environmental architecture, becomes critical. At this stage, you begin permanently restructuring both your digital and physical surroundings to favor focus over distraction. On your phone, all social media apps should be deleted completely. Notifications should be turned off entirely, except for direct calls and messages from essential contacts. Phase 4 involves dopamine recalibration, which occurs alongside attention training. During this period, you temporarily eliminate high dopamine activities and replace them with moderate dopamine behaviors that are deeply satisfying and growth-oriented. reading physical books, engaging in creative work, pursuing moderate intensity exercise, spending time in nature, participating in face-to-face social interactions. Over time, normal life begins to feel rewarding once more. Activities that previously seemed mundane regain significance, and your mind relearns how to experience satisfaction. Through these phases, your cognitive autonomy is restored, attention capacity is strengthened, and your reward system returns to a balanced, sustainable state. Throughout this process, remember that discomfort and resistance are not signs of failure. They are evidence of adaptation and progress. Attention is a skill that grows through consistent training, and meaningful rewards come not from immediate gratification, but from effort and engagement. By systematically applying these principles, you reclaim control over your mind,